Hi. Hi. My name is Lou, and I am in education. Now you see, I normally refrain from telling people this because this is the exact same reaction I get back. Silence. Now it's not like you tell someone you're in finance and they're like, wow, she's smart. Or tell someone you're in fashion and they're like, hey, that girl's pretty cool. Or tell someone you design for Benz and they automatically associate you with being a hipster. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with the word education per se. I think that a lot of the time people think like that because they're not quite sure what you mean. I mean, most people will say that the best time of their lives were when they were in school. But not many people will go back to teach. Not unless, of course, you work for Teach from Malaysia. And, you know, so why am I so passionate about education? The thing is, people say, those who can't do, teach. But as Swetley said earlier today, there is a huge, huge education gap in this country, and it urgently needs to be addressed. Many people in this room, most of the people here, have had the chance to have a good education. All of us are exposed to the 21st century trends. In our minds, we're like, who does not know Google? But this is not the case for the entire population. While a lot of people here have been to one of the best universities in the world, the truth is that Malaysia came in the bottom third in the in the program for international student assessment. About 60% of Malaysian students who took the test did not meet the minimum proficiency standards in mathematics. Our kids can't do maths. Is this not a problem? Look, if we're going to try to be globally competitive, if we want our country to be in the front line, we've got to start teaching effectively. We've got to teach what is relevant and what is in line with global trends. I'm not here today to tell you to give up hope. In fact, I'm here to tell you to be really, really excited because something revolutionary is happening in our country. For the first time in the world, an entire nation, all the schools across an entire nation is being equipped with 4G high-speed connectivity and a virtual learning environment. That's 10,000 schools, 400,000 teachers, 6 million students, and 4 million parents, all connected on the same platform. Imagine a place where teachers across the entire country can share their ideas and learn from each other, where a great lesson can be instantly uploaded and shared across 10,000 schools. Imagine a place where students can learn beyond the boundaries of their textbooks. All students can use the internet to enhance their learning. A place where a great, interesting environmental project thought in the interiors of Sarawak can be shared all the way to Kedah, and a great literature lesson created in Bukit Danas shared to Guam Musang. Transformation in education is happening now. But, like all good things, nothing good is ever easy. It involves changing the way that people deliver education in the classrooms today. It involves overcoming the fear of technology for those who did not grow up with the computer. If you ask a lot of teachers, many of them will say they already have foolproof lesson plans on paper. Why digitize? Why bother? It's scary! To quote Sir Ken Robinson, the greatest problem in transformation is the tyranny of common sense. It's when people say, well, it can't be done any other way because that's the way it's done. The key problem here is perception. And there's a huge mountain to get us from here to there. But we've got to start somewhere. I believe that we can make transformation happen. I believe that we can make a difference. You see, it's not about the technology. It's about what you do with it. getting from here to there is not impossible if you understand the why and the how. Technology can be used to educate, inspire, learn, and discover, all in a simple and fun and engaging way. But the real question is, how do we use this tool to transform education in this country? Where do we start? Well, we started by listening. We listened to the teachers and we asked them what their pain points were when they were in school. And it became apparent to us that booking a school resource was often a really painful process. Teachers would have to walk up and down stairs across many, many blocks just to book the school hall or school projector, only to find that another teacher had booked it beforehand. To make matters worse, sometimes teachers would even rub the name of the teacher before them and put their name in instead. Understanding these issues, we decided to come up with a few short clips to show teachers that adopting technology could make their lives so much easier. Watch this.
Sorry, Tom. Yeoh, please.
Sorry, Cikgu Bob. The hall has been booked by another teacher.
What? But I'm late all the way. Really scared.
Cikgu Bob, you look so tired. Just came from your morning jog.
Our next step then was to start training the teachers. We had 10,000 schools and a lot of teachers who were technologically challenged. We had a great team of trainers, but they could only train so many people at the same time. We needed a way to train consistently, effectively, and very quickly across all schools. So we decided that we'd create step-by-step videos to show the teachers how to use the platform, and we would distribute them to all the schools. Now, I said earlier, nothing good comes easy, and we really experienced this when we went for our first ever training session in Terengganu. We went all the way there, and everything that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong. It started off with the Wi-Fi failing on us in the training center in Terengganu, and then we had to find a way to transport over 70 teachers across the state to another location 1.5 hours away. By the end of the 2 days, the whole team was just flustered, frustrated, and very tired. And no one really knew how much anyone had taken away from the 2 days. So in our final session, we decided to take out the videos and just show the teachers what they would be taking home with them at the end of the day. Instantly, the atmosphere in the room changed. A huge wave of relief swept through the room as the teachers realized that all they had to do was take this DVD, go home, plug, and play. And to that, they all stood up and gave our team a standing ovation. Now, the point of this is that perceptions can and will change if you bother to understand, if you go down and you tell people that you're here for them, you understand, and you're here to make life so much better for them. But giving people the right material, that's only half the battle. Look, every teacher needs to be inspired to teach. Every student needs to be inspired to learn. Everybody needs a dose of inspiration. And what better way to encourage someone than with an inspirational story? So we set out to do this by collecting stories from all the schools and putting it up on a place on Frog called the community site, a place dedicated especially to teachers. We can't physically go to 10,000 schools. We can't talk to 400,000 teachers at the same time. But here we have a place where we can reach out to all of them. And let me share a little story that I quite like. So this teacher, he was finding it very difficult to teach his students microbes because microbes isn't quite the most interesting subject. So he decided to go online and he went on YouTube and he found a video about microbes that was a parody to Queen's We Will Rock You. Now, 2 months later, our team went to the school and we realized that every single student in the school knew a lot about microbes, even more than they were meant to know. And that's because they memorized the lyrics of the entire song. What had happened was that word went out that this was the best lesson in school, and all the other kids decided that they would hound their teachers and say, I want to be taught the same lesson. So let me show you a little snippet of this lesson.
Sing it! Microbes, they might kill you. Microbes, they might kill you.
It's stories like this that make teachers see that, hey, this can work. And not knowing that you don't have to do it alone, that changes your perspective. And suddenly everything becomes a lot more doable. Now, I spoke to you about the community site, and no, it's not all just about inspirational stories. We also have a place on it which we call the Discover Calendar. And basically what we do is we update this daily, and we put up a new thing, a new tool, a new 21st century tool that teachers can use to teach their kids in class. So, for example, we would put up, what's a hashtag? How do you use Twitter to teach in class? What is the difference between a Prezi and a PowerPoint? And really the aim here is to show teachers that there is this really, really simple and easy way to learn new skills. And let's just see what a 59-year-old Chinese school headmistress learned from our calendar.
There was one Sunday when I was free, then I looked through the FrogAsia. I looked into Discover, then I thought about Mooncake Festival coming. So I think I would use this method to do a simple video and send it to my relatives and friends. The people that I sent the video to, they all give me very good responses. They are very surprised that at my age, I can learn to create a video myself. So I'm very happy.
She's very happy because she's learning. That's what she said. Anyway, so even with all these successes, I think 9 months into the project, with all the ups and downs, I was still sometimes hopeful, sometimes despairing. Were we really doing this right? Were we really reaching out to a whole generation of teachers who had so much to share, but were the most technologically challenged? Then, almost by coincidence, or probably an answer to prayer, I got a phone call from an old English teacher of mine. In conversation, I told her that I had given up my big dreams of becoming a high-flying investment banker in New York City. And no, I did not become that fashion designer that I once threatened to be. I decided to follow my heart, to make a big difference. I chose education. Now, I think she was intrigued and she asked me more, and then At 69, she told me that she was a self-confessed IT dinosaur. But she wanted to know if I would teach her how to use Frog. And so I did. Last week, she stood up in front of a crowd of over 60 head teachers, and she shared her story. You know what? I was very, very grateful. I think what seemed to be at that time a coincidental phone call turned out to be a helping hand in a real time of need. And you know, I liken it to what a great learner once said: coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. I really believe that. So as I sat there in the audience last week and just listened to her speak about her experience, about her last month using Frog, how she thought Frog was so easy to use from being an IT dinosaur, but how she really believed that it would change the face of education in this country. And best of all, the new tips and tricks that she had started to learn from YouTube, all the fears I had, all the doubts that I had swirling in my mind about what we were doing, they evaporated. And I knew that we were well on our way to the top of the mountain. I leave you with this.